everybody else, from the neighbor who lives inside a hill to the fact that the show itself has never once explained what Daddy Pig does for a living. Today we're breaking down 10 Peppa Pig details that are weirder than the theories. But first, if you grew up with Peppa, drop a pig emoji in the comments. And if Daddy Pig is your favorite, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Number 1. Rebecca Rabbit doesn't live in a house. Start with something you've seen and never registered. Every family in this show lives on a hill. You know that. It's the first thing anyone notices. The rabbits live in one. In the episode Rebecca Rabbit, Peppa goes round for the first time, and the rabbit home isn't a building sitting on a mound. The hill is the house, and it isn't laid out like a house either. There are no stairs and no corridors. There are tunnels. That's the whole interior. You don't go up a level, you go through one. Burrowed passages connecting room to room inside a hill in a town where everybody else has a front door and a hallway. Nobody in the episode treats this as unusual. It's just where Rebecca lives. Number 2. And there's a second family underneath her now to the episode that makes that much stranger. Years later, in Molly Mole, a new family arrives, and they don't build a house. They move in under the rabbits. Same hill. The moles are simply below, in their own tunnels, with their own rooms, and the two families have no idea they're stacked on top of each other until they meet. Then Daddy Mole solves the introduction problem in the most direct way anybody has ever solved anything. He makes a doorway in the rabbit's floor. He digs up through his own ceiling into their home to create a connecting door. And Mr. Rabbit's reaction to a stranger opening a hole in his floor is to think it's a good idea. Two separate households, two separate levels, one hill, connected by a door that one of them dug through the other one's foundations. And the show moves straight on to the next scene. Number 3. Daddy Pig's reaction is the strangest part. Back to number 2, because there's one more thing in that episode, and it's the detail every theory video builds on. Watch Daddy Pig while all this is happening. He is not surprised. He doesn't ask why a family lives underground. He doesn't ask how far the tunnels go. He asks whether the ceiling is being held up by a steel or a concrete lintel.
Is it a steel or a concrete lintel?
That's his first thought, not how did you do this? What's holding it up? And the punchline is what happens next. Mr. Mole has to ask him what a lintel is.
Lintel? What's a lintel?
Daddy Pig then starts listing what a job like this needs. Plumbers, electricians, architects, they're doing it themselves. No permits, no plans, no professionals. A family is excavating under another family's home with their hands, and the only person in the room who sees a problem is the pig with the engineering vocabulary. Number 4, nobody knows what Daddy Pig does, including the show. Now to a correction, because there's a claim about this going around and it's wrong. Every theory video will tell you that Peppa visits Daddy Pig's office and he shows her shapes on a computer screen. Go and watch Daddy Pig's office. That's not him. Peppa and George go around asking the grown-ups what they actually do. Mr. Rabbit's job is about numbers. Drawing shapes on the computer is Mrs. Cat's job. And Daddy Pig's job? Complicated. That's it. That's the answer, and it's played as the gag. The show set up a scene whose entire purpose is explaining what the adults do, walked Daddy Pig into it, and then had him say his job is too complicated to explain to his own daughter on screen on purpose. The show has never explained his job because the show decided not to. Everything else you've heard is people filling in the gap. Number 5. But we do know one thing he does now to the one piece of hard evidence about that career. In Long Train Journey, a letter arrives for Daddy Pig, and he has to go away for work. The reason is specific. He has to go and test some very important concrete. Not inspect a building, not design something, test concrete. And it's important enough that a letter arrives and the whole family gets on a train. Sit with that for a second, because it's genuinely odd. Peppa Town is finished. Every house is built and has been standing for 20 years. Nobody's putting up anything new. So what is the concrete for? The show doesn't say. It just puts him on a train, tells you the concrete matters, and never mentions it again. Number 6, the cave trip and what people have added to it now to the episode the underground theories all lean on, with the exaggerations taken out. In caves, the family goes on a day out to a cave attraction. Grampy Rabbit is the tour guide, because Grampy Rabbit has every job in this town, and Peppa and George go through underground lakes, water inside the earth that you travel across. That part is real, and it's genuinely strange for a preschool show. Here's the honest bit. You'll see people add a lot to this episode, that it's stated to be 100 meters down, that there's a zip wire over a chasm, that there's an elevator back to the surface. I couldn't verify any of those. They get repeated because they make the theory sound better. The real detail is odder anyway, and it needs no help. There are lakes under this town, and the local rabbit is running tours of them. Number 7, the Stone Age. Theory is wrong, and the truth is funnier. Now to the big biggest claim in Peppa theory right now, which falls apart in about 40 seconds. The claim goes, in Stone Age Granny, the show reveals that humans lived in Peppa Town before the animals did. Humans built everything. Then something happened and the animals took over. Go and watch it. There are no humans in that episode. It's Granny Pig and her friends. They're in a historical reenactment society, and they've decided to spend the day being cave people. They're in costume. They're the same animal characters you already know, in furs. And Grandpa Pig is dressed as a woolly mammoth. That's the episode. That's the whole thing. An entire theory about a lost human civilization built on a pensioner in a mammoth costume. Number 8. Peppa apologizes without actually apologizing now to the part of this show nobody makes theories about, which is that Peppa is often genuinely unpleasant. In the quarrel, she's playing Snap with Susie Sheep. Peppa loses, and instead of taking it, she accuses Susie of cheating. They fall out completely. They quarrel again later over golf. And eventually, after Daddy Pig steps in, Peppa says sorry.
Sorry.
Except listen to how she says it. She apologizes for saying Susie cheated, while still maintaining that Susie did cheat. That is a 4-year-old giving a technically correct non-apology in a preschool cartoon in 2007. It's the funniest and most accurate thing in the entire series, and it goes past in about 4 seconds. Number 9. The treehouse password was about her father's stomach. Now to 2 more, back to back, because she does not stop. In the treehouse, Grandpa Pig builds Peppa a treehouse, and to get in, you have to say the secret words. The secret words are Daddy's big tummy.
The secret words are Daddy's big tummy.
Mummy Pig says it, then Daddy Pig has to say it out loud about himself to get into his own daughter's treehouse. He asks whether they could please have different secret words and calls them very silly. Then in Den's, Peppa decides the treehouse is for girls only and turns away her own brother. 2 corrections, because both usually get told wrong. The boys turned away are George, Danny Dog, and Pedro Pony, not Richard Rabbit. And nobody cries. Grandpa Pig just builds the boys a castle den with a drawbridge instead, and everyone ends up in muddy puddles together. The show doesn't punish her for it. It just quietly builds the excluded kids something better. Number 10, there is no evil twin. There's something better, and here's the one that'll actually get you. There's a theory that a second Peppa exists, an evil twin hidden in the house, who takes Peppa's place in the episodes where she behaves badly. It exists to explain the moments you've just heard about, and I understand why people built it, because there's one more example, and it's the worst. In Snow, Peppa makes a snowball and throws it at George, and the narrator, the calm, gentle voice that has never once judged anybody, steps in to say the game is getting a little too rough. The show stopped to point it out. Then Peppa apologizes. So, is there a twin? No, and you don't need one, because look at what's actually happening across every one of these. Peppa loses and accuses her friend of cheating. Peppa makes her dad say something humiliating to get into a treehouse. Peppa locks her little brother out for being a boy. Peppa throws something too hard. Those aren't the actions of a hidden villain. Those are the actions of a 4-year-old. And the reason this show has run for 20 years in 100 languages is that it is one of the only children's programs on Earth willing to write its main character as occasionally horrible, and then let a narrator or a parent or a friend gently notice without ever making her the bad guy. Peppa doesn't have a dark side hiding in the walls. She's just 4. And the show has been honest about that from the first episode, which is a far stranger thing for a cartoon to do than hiding a twin. So tell me, did you ever notice how mean she is? Let me know in the comments. And that's it. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you want the next part, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because we're uncovering even more secrets next time.